This is the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report. Show number 300. There we go. There we are.
Oh, yeah. We had to be there someplace.
And 92. 392.
I thought we were 392 last week.
Were we? Wait, I have last week's right here. Did I? No, we were 391 last week.
Oh, okay.
Make me question myself, Ron.
We're sneaking up on 400, Scott.
Show number 392 for Thursday, the 21st of August. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch from the Dominator Race Products studio. And last week was our first week back on this platform, or streaming platform. You probably don't notice anything on the viewer end, but on our end.
Well, they would because we didn't have any freeze-ups.
Well, that too, yes. There was less tech, but I think our audio level might have been a little low for some of the mics. So I think I've corrected that. Hopefully, we should be good. Audio level's a little bit better here. So
good.
Yeah. Coming up on the show tonight, we'll be speaking with Jett Mann, who picked up his first Great Lakes Super Sprint feature win this past Saturday.
Right.
At Butler. Running the 360, so we'll talk to him, son of Brett Mann. Also, we got a Bleacher Creature feature coming up later tonight, and how many, and all the regular fun stuff that we have. So stick around for that. Do have to mention we still have one more hot dog race coming up.
We do.
Chris Mize Memorial.
But it's not this week.
Not this week. It will be the following Saturday, a week from Saturday. But I guess first we should talk about our winner from this past Saturday.
That was a fun race.
Alex Kroll ended up getting the win there, but how about we'll talk about that a little bit later because we got Jett here on the phone.
Oh, okay.
We'll do that right now. Hammer Down Racing Report. Is this Jett?
Yes, sir.
Jett, it's Scott Hammer, Ron Miller. We got you live on the air, and thank you for taking some time. I know you're busy tonight, so we'll try and make it quick for you.
Sweet.
First up, I want to congratulate you on your win at Butler on Saturday night. Your first Great Lakes Super Sprint win?
Yes, sir.
And only how many starts have you made with the Great Lakes Super Sprint? It's only been a couple, right?
Oh, man. It's probably got to be at least somewhere between 15 and 25, something like that.
Oh,
okay. So my information was wrong.
So you're a real veteran now.
Yeah, I think this is my 5th year in a full-size sprint car.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Okay. So, tell us about that race. I guess you had some competition out there until the end.
Yeah, the track was kind of like a one-lane deal around the bottom, and it was kind of one of those deals where I figured if I could win the start and kind of hold my line on the bottom and set a decent pace, I thought we'd have a pretty good shot at winning. And, we caught lap traffic, and I made a couple small mistakes and allowed Daggett to get underneath me there. And a couple laps later, he made a little mistake coming off of turn 2 behind a lap car. I think he clipped a tractor tire or something and tossed his front end around a little bit. And I had the hole open going into turn 3. And, I took it because I figured if I was going to have a chance at winning, that was going to be it because there wasn't too much passing. So, I put it in there and, unfortunately, we got into him a little bit and he ended up getting around. But, we had a good car and, it was good to finally get a win under our belts for this year.
How many times did you count, or how many times did you say, don't screw up, don't screw up? Having been
Not really at all.
Having been there a few times.
Yeah, I have a lot of laps at Butler. That's kind of where I started my career and kind of started getting my feet wet in the full-size sprint cars. And I'm really familiar how the track drives. And, I just knew if I can stay patient and, kind of stay calm and collective and not try to, really force the issue when it comes to lap traffic, as long as I was pulling off the bottom coming off it too, we were going to have a pretty good shot at winning it.
Now, you come from a racing family. Your dad, Brett Mann. How did you get into racing? I mean, what was your upbringing before you got into the sprint cars?
Well, my grandpa, he restores vintage race cars and stuff like that. So he's always owned sprint cars and, all sorts of stuff. And when my dad turned 16, when he was in high school, he finally got to be put behind the wheel. And he's raced ever since then, and then me growing up as a kid, being around it all the time. All my siblings in the family, I was the one that was, the most competitive and was like heavily into sports in school. I did basketball, I ran track, I did football, cross country, pretty much everything you could possibly do to, stay in a sport all year round. And so it was pretty much right there. And then my parents kind of knew if one of us kids were going to kind of keep the thing going, it was probably going to be me. And I've always really showed interest in it. My dad was really busy all the time, racing. That was practically his job, his whole career. So I spent a lot of time going to the races with him over the weekends. And then, once he started to get a little older and started slowing down on his end of things, he kind of got me the opportunity to start racing. My grandpa helped me out with a mini sprint. I didn't really want to start out in the full size car right away, not really having any racing experience. So he bought a mini sprint off this guy around the area. I ran a handful of races at Butler Speedway on their mini sprint track, and I ran a couple races at US 24 in Circus City there in Peru. And once I kind of got my feet wet with that and got used to, kind of driving the cars and trying to get, somewhat competitive, we had the sprint car sitting around. My grandpa had my cousin driving for him some, and my dad got hooked up with Rocky Anderson probably 8 or 9 years ago now. And so I ran my grandpa's car that one year because my cousin slowed down. He started a family and had a business he was running. So was kind of busy with that and, left the seat open for me. So I ran for my grandpa the first year, and then the second year I started driving for Rocky.
Gotcha. I know you come from the sprint car background, but did you ever have any aspirations to race anything with fenders?
Honestly, not really. Just, sprint cars and open wheel stuff was really the only thing I've been around my entire life. And the racing's always super cool from a fan aspect. And, I've always kind of wanted to be one of those people that, I can have fans and people coming up to me and, being like, wow, like how cool is that? You know what I mean?
There have been quite a few crashes and a couple of fires in sprint cars lately. Has that changed the way you think about a Saturday night?
Not really. Watching my dad his whole life, the safety equipment has came so far from what it has been in the 80s and even 90s, early 2000s. They got, Hans devices now, full containment seats. My dad ran his whole career without a Hans device and, just regular seat with no head containment or nothing like that. So, I've never really had any worries about that. I feel like if you worry about it more, you're more vulnerable to put yourself in a bad position and, have a better chance of wrecking and possibly hurting yourself. So I try not to think about it too much and just go out there and do my thing and hopefully put the car up front.
Man, running without Hans device, all the safety equipment that we have today, that takes a lot of balls. Probably have a wheelbarrow in front of you as you're walking around.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So you run 360s and 410s. Do you have a preference on what you run, and what do you run most often?
The last few years, I ran a lot more 410 stuff. We felt like, if you're going to do anything with your racing career and go out and do stuff, the 410 stuff is where it's going to be at. We've always been involved in the wing sprint car stuff. I've never tried non-wing stuff at all. My dad's done it and he's had some success with it, but me trying to be smart with my head, I drive a wing sprint car pretty hard. I feel like if I got in a non-wing car, I'd probably drive it too hard and, take a big flip or something like that. So we've never really messed around with doing that. But, the Outlaws and High Limit, that's, a goal to do some days, like race a handful of races with them. I don't know, me personally, if I'd want to get on, a full points racer level with them, just because I'm kind of a homebody myself. I like to be home during the weekend. I also want to be able to have my own, regular life too.
Gotcha. It seems, at least from what I could tell, you've been racing a little less this season than previous years. Is that true? Yeah,
we have Danny Sams. He was driving for Rocky this year, and he's running points with High Limit. And with the smaller racing that they had, we didn't really have a whole lot of motors. I mean, we only had like 7 total 410s, and they ended up hurting a couple motors there earlier in the year. And I've never ran points with any series or anything like that. So they ended up getting to run my stuff, and so we just kind of slowed things down, started to run the 360 stuff here and there. And, this year really hasn't been too good of a year for me either, performance-wise. We've had some pretty good wrecks this year. We had a big wreck at I-96 there a couple months ago. Had destroyed a race car at Wilmot on my own in the heat race. And, just had a whole lot of stuff going on. And about 4 weeks ago now, my grandpa stepped up and he purchased a motor off of Rocky, and we kind of started up our own deal. Rocky's still involved with us. He helps us out with the frame and all the parts and everything for the race car and things like that. So we still have a great relationship with him, and really can't thank him for helping us out the way he did. And we're planning on racing Eldora here next month at the Four Crown for the Friday night portion for the 360 stuff, and then I'll probably cap off our year.
So is that the motor that your grandfather bought? Was that a 360 motor then?
Correct.
Okay.
You've never raced at Eldora?
We went there last year for their fireworks night at the 360, and we ended up blowing up in hot laps. So I got 3 laps at Eldora.
Oh, no.
Well, hopefully you get a little more seat time next month. So you mentioned points, that you haven't really run for points in a series yet. I saw you ran some IRA races. You've been Great Lakes Super Sprints. Any plans in the future to hop on a series, maybe a regional series, or maybe something bigger? I mean, to get yourself started and run for some points?
I mean, no, not really currently at the moment. We kind of just try to run a pick and choose schedule for the most part. If we have a 410 and with a 360, we definitely try to run more 410 stuff, and we'll run with IRA whenever they're a respectable distance. And we'd like to do a lot more World of Outlaw stuff and high limit stuff whenever they're a respectable distance away. And then, we also like to throw in some 360 stuff so we can race closer to home too, being based out of northern Indiana. There's some Michigan tracks that aren't too bad of a drive, and we just like to, try to do what'll benefit me the most and make me a better driver.
So when you run the 410 shows, is that with your 360 motor, or do you do a motor swap?
The last few years, we've had a 410 car and a 360 car. So we'd run whenever 410 stuff we'd have a certain car for that. And then whenever we ran 360 stuff, we'd had a certain car for that as well.
That sure makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Don't you have multiple cars, Ron?
Yeah.
So you're from Goshen, I believe. So is Butler the closest track to you? Would you consider that your home track?
Butler is like an hour and a half from us, and Hartford is like just over an hour. So they're basically the same in, miles and time and stuff like that. But I'd say Hartford's probably our home track.
Gotcha. So what would you say is your favorite track? Would Hartford be your favorite?
Oh, man. I think my favorite track right now is Beaver Dam in Wisconsin. It kind of fits my driving style, and it's fast, and basically get up on the wheel and hustle the car around type deal.
Nice. What do you think? We get a lot of people that like Waynesfield.
Yeah.
I ran Waynesfield one time in my career, and that was at the end of the season last year, and we were fast there. We qualified like second quick, and we started on the pole to feature, and we just it was probably a little bit of a combination of both. The car could have been a little better, but the driver could have been a whole lot better that night.
Oh, no.
So, that was definitely a learning experience, and I think if I went back there again, I think we got a lot of potential to run up front there.
Now, you've only been running, 4 or 5 years in the full-size sprint cars. What would you say has been your biggest win of your career so far?
All my wins have came at Butler. I think the one that probably stands out the most would probably be the one, I think it was last year. It might have been like my first one. We started sixth and ended up winning. That was actually my first race. I actually earned winning. My first 2 wins, the first time guy got a flat right rear, and we got by him on the restart. And then the second time, a guy had a right rear like completely blow up on him, and he had to pull in. So that probably stands out the most in earning it wise. And probably the last one probably ranks up there too.
Gotcha. Was that the first one you're talking about? Was that with the 410, or was that in a 360?
all my wins have came with a 410 at Butler, and then my last one last Friday or Saturday came with a 360.
Gotcha. So that was your first 360 win there.
Yep.
When's your next scheduled race? When's the next time people can go out and watch you make some circles?
Our next scheduled race is September 19th. It'll be the Friday night of the Four Crown with the Great Lakes Super Sprint.
I didn't realize that was your. Man, that's a long time off between races. What do you do in the weekends? Do you go watch races on the weekends?
Not a whole lot, every once in a while. I'm good buddies with Corbin Gurley. He races with IRA, so sometimes I'll go and hang out with them and help them. And other than that, it's pretty much spend time with family. I enjoy going fishing and hanging out with friends. And then I also work for my cousin. We do house restoration over the summer and stuff like that.
Very nice. Any sponsors you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, I got to thank my grandpa with Mann Enterprises, Rocky Anderson with Creative Parts Group Brands, Hoosier Racing Tire, Lane Automotive, and 1440 Designs.
Awesome. And one last question I have. Jett, that's the name, is that on your birth certificate?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just a very unique name. I mentioned somebody at work. I was like, yeah, we're going to talk to Jett Mann on the show tonight. And he's like, oh, is he related to Rocket Man? I was like, no, I don't think so. But no, I mean, it's a very racer name. I like it.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty cool name, and I've always gotten that a lot growing up. And then after people especially if I meet new people, like, oh, you race cars, like that makes a whole lot more sense for your name.
Dad must have had a premonition that you were going to be a good driver.
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you have time for one more quick question here before we let you go?
Yeah, sure.
One of our listeners wants to know which you enjoy running more. Do you prefer running the 360 or the 410?
Definitely the 410s for sure. I love the horsepower and the lighter front end. It just gives you more of a thrill, and the racing's just so much faster paced. And versus the 360 stuff, we've always kind of compared it as driving a Cadillac. The front ends are heavier, less horsepower. It's just everything's so slow motion compared to a 410. You definitely got to stay on your toes a whole lot more in the 410 stuff.
So there's actually that big a difference between the 410s. And is a 360 then more comparable to a 305? Because I know they have some of those 305 versus 360 races at different tracks now and then.
Yeah, kind of. The 360s are a steel block, and they still got, fuel injections and stuff like that. And then 410s, they're aluminum block, but they just got a lot more work done to them and stuff like that. And obviously, they're bigger, too.
So the horsepower difference is very noticeable.
Yeah, with our 410s, we were between 950 horsepower to 1,000 horsepower, and 360s are about, anywhere from 7 to 780, somewhere like that.
I guess that would make a difference.
I would think.
Right. Do you ever get confused, or not really confused, but forget which car you're in, and maybe you're in the 410, and last time you're in the 360, and you hit the gas pedal and like, whoa, forgot I had all that power?
Honestly, not really. I've the last few years especially, I've ran a whole lot more 410 stuff than I have 360. So it was definitely you're kind of always mindful with that, getting into the 410 and the 360. I already have in my head, I can just mash it, and it's not going to do any crazy stuff like trying to pull the front end up and doing a bunch of stuff like that. Versus a 410, if you're going to try and keep the tires in the ground and stuff like that, you got to really be easy with the throttle. We basically compared to like squeezing the throttle with an egg underneath the pedal.
Right.
I've heard that many times. Well, Jett, good luck at the Four Crown, the Friday night of the Four Crown. We'll be watching for that, and congratulations once again on the latest victory, the first 360 victory for you up there at Butler this past weekend.
Yep. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yep. Thank you for the time, and we'll talk to you later.
Yep, no problem.
Thanks, Jett.
Bye.
Yep, bye.
There you go. Jett Mann. He was actually busy tonight, so he
I see.
carved out a little bit of time. I think we took a little 5 minutes longer than I initially told him. So
why would that shock anybody?
I know. That's true. Now, as we were mentioned before.
Do you know that 390 shows ago, we were stretching to get a half hour in, Scott?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. We should go back to that. Those were the good old days.
Yeah, you were worried about getting done before the hockey game.
Yeah, this hockey season's coming up, man. So this past weekend, we had our third of 4 Chris Mize Memorial hot dog races at Oakshade Raceway. This past weekend was with the Dominator Super Stocks, pitting Mr. John Young, representing the Generation X, I believe. Is that what generation I am?
Probably.
Going up against, I don't know what generation Alex Krull is, but the younger generation. Alex Krull was the competition there.
Yeah, John Young was definitely the old guy in that deal.
Yes, he was. And but he took off at the start. Alex had some, he wasn't as fast. What did he stalled it, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Am I thinking of the Roman Brown one? No, Roman was just a little slow off the gate, but he came back and won it. Alex kind of did the same thing, stalled it right there, but then came back, caught him. I think they both had some issues stopping at the flag stand. They both slid way past.
Oh, yeah, and that had to add.
You got to run.
I'll bet 5 or 6 seconds to get back to the
hot dogs.
To the hot dogs, yeah.
Because you got to get to that opening right there in the wall.
Yep.
And they were probably 60, 70 feet away from that. Although Alex was a little closer. That's where he made up a lot of his time. And then especially during the hot dog eating part, Alex definitely pulled ahead. John had some issues. Both of them took a different approach. They loophole, I guess you could say, in the rules where they both had open face helmets.
But they were...
Was it Willie T. Ribb's helmet that Alex was wearing?
Yeah, I think he stole that from his dad's trophy collection.
Probably, yeah. And John had one that had a whole bunch of signatures on it,
right.
But figured they could eat quicker. But I guess John's issue was he had goggles on, too, and they were pinching his nose, so he couldn't breathe. And Alex, of course, won that. And had he not stalled at the start, I think that he would have beat Dusty Moore's time.
Oh, I believe it.
Because he ended up, Alex ended up with a time of 2 minutes, 51.59 seconds.
Scott, I kind of estimated between stalling the engine and going way past the gate, he lost about 4.5 to 5 seconds.
Okay. And just to reiterate here that Dusty Moore's time, he still stands as fastest. Back there, he was at the very first race. His time was 2 minutes, 49.88 seconds. So just under 2 second difference there.
Right.
So, I mean, it can still be done. We still have one more to go, the compacts.
No, I've got to believe that those guys have been paying attention.
They're learning all the tricks.
Yeah.
So they've seen what's going on. We've had a couple more entries. I'll let you know all the people that have entered so far. But we have the compact Chris Mize Memorial Hot Dog Race coming up on August 30th. And as it stands right now, the prizes for that are $50 cash, freeze frame photos, winner photo, $50 Wallace Racing Products gift certificate, Speedy sponsor sticker, extra large 2-item pizza, Oakshade admission / meal pack, which includes 2 grandstand tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 sodas, and 1 Oakshade Raceway pit pass. And the sponsors putting that all together for us, SpeedySponsors.com doing a lot. A to Z Mobile throwing in that $50 cash, J&G Pizza for the pizza there. And, of course, Oakshade Raceway for the pit passes.
Scott, running that through my head, that's nearly a $400 value.
And on top of that, there's the belt that goes to the quickest time.
You can't forget the belt.
Oh, it's still in the box over there.
Okay.
I didn't take it out after Saturday. But we have the championship belt that will be going to the driver with the fastest time, which as of right now is Dusty Moore. There's only one more opportunity to beat that, and that's coming up on the 30th for the compact drivers. That belt sponsored by Big D's Barbecue and Charlie K's Barbecue. Getting a lot of positive feedback on that belt. Jerry, I think, wanted to take it home with them last weekend. Jerry Keyser. So there you go. So if you want to sign up, if you are a compact driver or you know a compact driver, tell them to go to hammerdownracingreport.com and fill out the form there, and that'll get them in the drawing. We will choose the 2 competitors and 2 alternates for that hot dog race on next week's show. So, and the folks that we have currently in, I thought I put
that have
that.
Signed up already.
Yeah, I thought I had a list here. Maybe I don't. I did not put them on here. I thought I did. Well, that
And
sucks.
you can't go from memory, huh?
No, there was a lot. maybe not a lot. Actually, I can get to it from here. Give me a second. There we go. Hot dog race. I think there's more even than on this. There was another one I haven't put on here yet. Maybe not. But we got Chris Rutan, Peyton Hovis, Del Warner, Jeff Wells, Megan Elliott, Justin Newman, and Ken Wells. And if you didn't hear your name and you've submitted, then submit again. Just or let myself or Ron know.
Del Warner.
Need racing parts at the track? I guess it'd be car parts, not race parts. Are there parts of a race that you need? The checkered flag.
Yeah.
If you need parts for your car at the track, Jett Mann Motorsports has you covered with on-site service at Fremont and Oakshade Raceway. They bring the shop to you. Pick up the latest late model right rear number 2 tires. Stock up on super stock modified Sportsman Hoosier tires. From high performance parts to expert support, they got everything to keep your car dialed in and competitive. Call 419-283-8580. You can order things during the week and they can bring it to you to the track. Or visit DittmanMotorsports.com to get what you need before race day. Jett Mann Motorsports, your trackside advantage. And from race day snapshots to custom gift items, Freeze Frame Photos delivers snag stunning action shots and celebrate your victory lane moments. Oh, and you can also turn those into one-of-a-kind gifts. You can customize them with Freeze Frame Photos. They have everything from custom can koozies, tumblers, wood plaques, slate prints, magnets, buttons, and more. You can put any picture on any of those items there.
Nothing says I'm cool better than having your own picture on a can koozie.
There you go. And you can add your own photos and graphics to any of those things there. Call Charlie now, 419-407-6994. Visit freezeframephotos.redframe.com to see all the photos he takes each and every week at a racetrack near you, most likely Oakshade, but sometimes he gets out to other tracks.
And we're not too far away from ordering 2026 calendars.
I did talk to him a couple weeks ago. It's not too early. You can order 2026 calendars now if you want.
Really?
Yeah, get working on them.
Ooh.
Freeze Frame Photos, special moments, frozen in time. Also, thanks to Oakshade Raceway, Dominator Race Products, Ron Miller Race Cars, Magic Moment Entertainment, and DCR Graphics. We have some racing action to recap from this past weekend, and we got quite a bit of news and a lot of video clips for you tonight. So stick around for that because it'll be, it's worth it.
Racing Roundup.
So, Attica Raceway Park, Friday night back in action there, and Cap Henry getting another win. So, no bounty there.
Right.
Devin Shields got his first win of the season. Hard to believe it was his first win at Attica for Devin Shields. And he got the bounty. I think it was $500
right.
for beating Kyle Moore. Kyle Moore slammed the wall, actually, was closing. He hit the wall a ton. And,
yes, he did.
Unfortunately, didn't finish there. Seth Snyder won in the 305 sprints Friday night there at Attica.
Did you see the tumble that Jamie Miller took?
I missed that. No.
That was a pretty healthy tumble.
Was he okay?
He's a racer. Was he ever okay?
Well, I mean, he wasn't taken to anyway.
Yeah.
Lorraine Raceway Park, 2-night weekend there. Friday night, Mason Surgeon winning in the factory stocks, Keegan Weiss and Charlie Bauer winning in the must-see crate sprints. Saturday night at Lorraine Raceway Park, as Laxon, Trent Laxon.
Okay.
Winning in the street stocks. Brandon Weigel won in Ohio Pro Compact. Sean Valeni. Really? Our Sean Valeni?
I got to believe it.
Won in the Buckeye Buggies.
Really?
Sean Valeni, wow. He runs a little bit of everything, I guess.
On pavement.
Pavement or asphalt or dirt, whatever. It doesn't matter. Excuse me. I'm all choked up about that. Butler Speedway Saturday. Jett Mann, of course, we just spoke to, winning in the Great Lakes Super Sprints. Jason Blond, your 410 sprint winner. Dwayne Morley winning in the street stocks. And Jerry Mann's a 4-cylinder winner there. Other feature winners. Oakshade Raceway Saturday night. Colin Shipley got his first feature win of the season there in the late models. Dylan Jessen also getting a feature win.
That's his first ever feature win
in the DCR Graphics Sportsman.
And he looked really good. If he's listening, I want him to hear that. He looked really good, made no mistakes. Fun race to watch.
Adam Lance picked up another Dominator Superstock feature win, the A main there, and Jeff Wells winning in the compacts, and we already mentioned Alex Kroll.
A little bit of carnage in that Superstock feature.
A little bit. I was right in the middle of that, too.
Yeah, I saw somebody parked in your door.
Yeah, and I parked in somebody else's door.
Oh.
And, yeah, there was what? Yeah, that was a mess. 4th through 8th all got piled up there, running tight. Late in the race, too.
But it did close up the points race.
It did. I didn't see what started that. I guess it looked like something broke on Jake Rundell, who was leading the points.
Right. He went back out and ran a couple of laps.
Or something, yeah.
Something.
So I didn't see that. So I had no idea that he went out. I was just trying to stop the bleeding in the points.
Right.
Just trying to make up as many positions as I could. I didn't realize I was closing in on the points a little bit there, so that was nice.
Yeah, you could have tried harder.
I tried about as hard as I had left of sheet metal flapping in the breeze. Flat Rock Speedway Saturday night. Eric Lee winning in the super late models. Steve Cronenwet won in the street stocks. Bill Early in the figure eights. I believe that was triple 50s night, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. Montpelier Speedway also in action on Saturday night. And they did get the 410 non-wing sprint feature in. Trey Osborne winning that. And then rain postponed the rest of the show. The Terry Hall Memorial will be made up on September 20th for the modifieds there, and then the USAC Midwest Thunder Midget feature will be moved to October 4th. And I think I read that it's going to be a double feature that night, and that's their championship night, too. Oh. So big night, October 4th there. Sandusky Speedway Saturday night. Jesse Fishbach picking up the win in the Great Lakes Trucks, and Roy Lowe, your factory stock winner. Wayne County Speedway Saturday, Henry Malcutt winning in the 410 sprints. Kyle Moore rebounding there after that hard smack to the wall at Attica on Friday. Picked up the win in the UMP late models there at Wayne County on Saturday. Eric Wilson winning in the modifieds. Jim Nicely picking up the super stock win, and Kyle Petit in the mini stocks. Fremont Speedway Monday night.
Oh, boy.
Kiss the Cow night, I do believe. Is it still called the fair race?
Yes.
Okay. Craig Mintz getting the win there in the 305 sprints. There was an incident. We'll talk about that in the news a little bit later there with Tyler Schulich. And Shelley Farmer winning the Powder Puff race. I watched Brian Smith posted some video. His daughter was running. And that was a pretty good race going until right there at the end. And she slammed the wall hard.
Scott, one of the rules was that the lady contestants couldn't have raced a full-sized race car in the last 5 years.
I did not know that.
So
is that why Amy didn't race?
Yes.
Okay.
And most of the ladies some of the ladies had never driven a stick shift, and virtually all of them had never driven a racing-type transmission. What could possibly go wrong?
Did Shelley hasn't run? I'm sure she's been around races, race cars, being around the racetrack and Ridge.
Apparently, she met the letter of the rules, and she was in.
Well, it was an exciting race at the end there, from what I saw. That was pretty cool. What else we got here? We got the Lucas Oil late models. Oh boy, some action Friday night. Yeah. Topless 100 at Batesville Motor Speedway. Brandon Shepard getting the win, as well as Jonathan Davenport, both getting wins on Friday. Then Saturday night, Davenport getting the big win there. Napa Auto Parts All-Star Circuit Champion. We'll talk more about what happened Friday night in a little bit. The Napa Auto Parts All-Star Circuit of Champions, Kelly Kinzer Classic at Bloomington Speedway Friday night. Jordan Kinzer picking up the win. And then Paragon Speedway on Saturday, Parker Price Miller getting the win. Kubota High Limit Racing action at Thunderbolt Raceway Friday night. Corey Day picking up the win. Placerville Speedway on Saturday. Justin Sanders, your feature winner there. World of Outlaws NASA Energy Drink Sprint Car Series running the Big O Showdown at Ogilvie Raceway. Friday night, Carson Macedo picking up the win, and then it was off to Jackson Motorplex on Saturday. Macedo picking up the win there. And he did not make it a trifecta on Tuesday night when they were at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. David Gravel getting the win on Tuesday. A
pretty dominant win at that.
World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Model Series at Spoon River, the Spoon River Showdown. Thursday night, a week ago, Bobby Pierce getting that win. Hawkeye 100 at Makita Speedway. Makokita. I can't pronounce that. That was canceled due to rain, so it doesn't matter on Friday. But Saturday, Bobby Pierce getting the win there. ARCA Menard Series, Sunday, the ARCA 100 at the Illinois State Fairground. Brent Cruz getting the win on the dirt.
Yeah.
ARCA, I just did that. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, the Euro 250 at Richmond Raceway Friday night. Corey Heim, your winner, and then the Cookout 400 at Richmond. Austin Dillon getting a little bit of vindication, I guess, after was it last year that he did that? Took out Logano and Hamlin to win. I wasn't sure if that was last year or 2 years ago, but yeah, I guess this time did it with a little less controversy. So
less contact.
That too. Austin Dillon, your winner there in the Cup Series action. Hammer down Army results that have reported in. Jeff Wells Jr. getting first in the Compact A main, so congratulations to him.
Yeah.
He's highest finishing Hammer down Army car this week.
Now, was that his first win this year?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I want to say he had another one, but that may be.
I don't know.
I'd have to look at my spreadsheet.
Or one of our listeners will tell us.
Probably, or producer Dave. The last Powder Puff race at Fremont was over 5 years ago.
Ah.
Okay. Where was I? Oh, John Young finished 11th in the Dominator Superstock A main at Oakshade. Grayson Warner finished 6th in the Dominator Superstock A main at Oakshade. Del Warner finished 9th in the Compact A main at Oakshade. Peyton Hovis finished 10th in the Compact A main at Oakshade. And the Hammer Down Race Report house car finished 7th in the Dominator Superstock A main
from the tail
after that incident. Yeah, we'll see. 19 points. Jake's gonna be hard to beat.
He is.
So
it'll take some sort of a mechanical failure.
Yeah,
but stranger things have happened.
That's true. Yes. I mean, I could have a mechanical failure.
Well.
Yeah. Whether it's a late model, modified, or street stock, every body part counts. That's why you should choose Dominator Race Products, the go-to source for hood scoops, roofs, wheel covers, nose and tail components, body fasteners, and more. All engineered tough for the track, whether you need an asphalt super late model nose kit, a lightweight aluminum two-piece roof, a durable composite panels, door panels they have. Mm-hmm. Dominator has you covered. Order online anytime, DominatorRaceProducts.com. Visit your local reputable race shop or call them, such as Ron Miller Race Cars. Or you can call Dominator at 419-923-6970 for quality parts that keep you dominating the racing field. Trust Dominator Racing Products, race products. Like my nose on my car.
Yeah.
It's been tested quite a bit this season, and it's still
took a licking and kept on ticking.
It's popping back out. So. Celebrating 50 years of racing tradition as the Points Championship season draws to a close. It's Oakshade Raceway. Join the excitement Saturday night as Dirt Car, UMP Late Models, DCR Graphic Sportsman, Dominator Superstocks, and the Compacts compete for season championship night. So all 4 championships will be determined at Oakshade.
Ooh.
And how many is kind of related to that and Flat Rock's season championship night. So stick around for that. Stay up to date on everything going on at Oakshade at oakshaderaceway.com. Follow all on their social media, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at Oakshade Raceway. All those. Oakshade Raceway, we're the fastest to race. There, we paid some bills. Do have some news to get to here, but we do
I'll bet we do.
Oh yeah, and the first one is what's the no? What did I say? That's no.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember. Oh, probably the parts failure part. Seeing as how it's my crew chief there. Yeah, we don't want that. Yeah, racing news. A lot going on this past.
Latest racing news.
AG Reigns, I should say, 360 sprint car owner for Derek Hagar, had an issue while crossing the train tracks. Unfortunately, the team's rig was hit by a train that was doing 40 to 45 miles an hour, resulting in a total loss of the team's equipment. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. This is some video of what happened. Check this out. Have you seen this before?
I don't think I've seen this view.
Oh, that hurts every time.
Yes, it does.
Every time.
Fortunately, looks okay.
Yeah, everything else.
At least
though,
they could get home.
everything else, I believe, is a total loss, though. So that sucks for them. Thor Sport announced this will be the final full-time season for three-time series champion Matt Crafton, ending a 23-year partnership with Menards as the longest running driver primary sponsor relationship in NASCAR history. Ty Majeski will pilot the number 88 full-time starting in 2026.
Be ashamed to see Matt go. I'll bet we're going to see him around.
You think he'll be like Kenny Schrader and
we're going to
Kenny
see him
Wallace
around in
running
a modified.
Yeah.
You betcha.
Safety crews were unable to extinguish a fire this past weekend at Plymouth Motor Speedway in Indiana after a race car caught fire on the track. The driver was able to escape without injury, but it was reported one person did suffer burns. No details on that. I actually got that off of the emergency calls radio.
Okay.
I found, yeah. I do some digging on this show
Really?
sometimes, yeah. And this is a video of what happened on the track. Not to make light of it with the music, but I had to speed it up because it was like 6 minutes long it took them to put this
That looks like a Tesla fire gone wrong, Scott. It just kept going.
Yeah, something. What was wrong there? What was? Do you think the issue was?
I believe it had to have been a fuel leak.
Fuel fire trying to put out with water.
That'll do it.
So I don't know.
That doesn't work, by the way.
No. It seems like I don't know.
All it does is spread the fire.
Yes. So hopefully they'll update their firefighting efforts. Yeah, I would hate that if that was my car and it's just sitting there burning and there's nothing I can do about it.
What kind of car was it? I couldn't even
It looked
tell.
like a compact, I believe, or some kind of four-cylinder.
Could have been.
Yeah. So, anywho, NASCAR Xfinity Series will get a new title sponsor starting in 2026. It'll be known as the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
Mm-hmm.
So goodbye Xfinity. And to some people, it's still the Busch Series.
Yeah.
Kevin Moore.
Now wait a minute.
What?
If it's the O'Reilly series, is there going to be an auto zone right next door to it?
Maybe there'll be an advance series.
I don't know. In real life, if you see an O'Reilly's, there's an auto zone either next to it or
across the street. Down, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Kevin Moore went for a wild ride Saturday night at Speedway 660 in New Brunswick, Canada, in the Easy Clean Super Late Model race. He was okay, but did you happen to see that?
I didn't see that one.
He had some pretty good air here. There's no audio on this one, but watch that car on the outside there. It almost looked like he turned right and jumped over.
Oh, my.
What was that, 12 feet up in the air?
Did he land in the grandstands?
I don't think so. There was no report of injuries. The driver was okay.
I don't think there were any.
You want to see it again?
I didn't see any people.
No, I don't believe there were bleachers there. He went up that berm and just, yeah, there's no bleachers.
Okay.
There's some
what I
people
saw was
crazy stuff, though.
It's been a crazy year for race car acrobatics.
Yeah. Speaking of acrobatics here, Garrett Albertson and Kate Dillard were involved in a crazy and polarizing incident in the Group B Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series feature on Friday night at Batesville Motor Speedway. Did you happen to see that?
A little bit of it,
okay.
yeah.
Albertson slid Dillard for the lead, and Dillard made contact with the left rear of Albertson, leading to a spectacular crash. On Tuesday, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series handed down a 6-month suspension to Dillard for his on- and off-track actions that were deemed aggressive, violating the conduct policy in Section 1.4 of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by Flow Racing Rulebook. Dillard will not be permitted to compete in any Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series events for 6 months. Here's what happened and the comments from both drivers immediately following that incident.
You pay attention.
Yes, definitely.
Garrett Alberson's going to throw it in turn number 2. Up the track. Oh, man, contact. Heavy contact. 58 and 97. And the Coleman Farms Racing caution is out. Heavy damage.
That Garrett just once again proves how big of an idiot he is. Every time he buckles his helmet on, he tears somebody's stuff up.
So
he
this
got
is
me
Cade
at Cedar
Dillard
Lake
talking.
last week, tore up Jake Tim. Every time you see him on the track, he's tearing somebody's stuff up. I'm not going to sit on here and go on a rampage and cuss, nothing like that, but you're tired of racing with idiots like that. Like, you work way too hard to get out here and put yourself in a position to be up front like this. And every time I'm around him, he hits my race car.
Yeah.
So I hope they have to send his back to the jig. If he touches me again, I'll total him out again.
Yeah, I'm not
Like
really
that last
sure
comment
there.
is what did
I know
it.
Cade's mad. We've had our
That
run-ins.
put Lucas Oil over the edge.
I got a hell of a run down that front straightaway. I got an excellent start, and I didn't even see him. Like, by the time we got to turn 1, I didn't even see him no more. So I just eased my way out there, and I mean, heck, he hit me in the left here, so I must have gone by him. You know, I'm just trying to use the speed that we got to get the lead. The clean air is important here, and I felt really, really good. I was just trying to bide my time and take care of my tire there, and yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see the replay there. Maybe I screwed it up. I don't know, but I just have to see the replay. Just hate it for my guys. I think that thing's probably junk. So.
Tore up some stuff, Scott.
Yeah. We had a Twitter poll I put up the other day.
Yeah.
And the results, I'm not going to put them on the screen here, but I will read them to you. I put who was in the wrong Friday night? Garrett Alberson, Cade Dillard, both or neither? 100% Cade Dillard.
Yeah.
Gonna have to agree with that. I would have, yeah. I mean, I think that was avoidable. Your thoughts?
It's the 1/3 rule, Scott. If you're at the back 1/3, it's your obligation to back off. If you're next to him and he can see you, it's kind of race on. If you're at the front third of his car, it's his obligation to back off.
Now, do you think if he would have, if Dillard would have just touched the brakes just a bit and then cut down underneath, he could have crossed him back over? Would that have been a legit move?
As long as they don't touch, it's a great move.
Okay, all right. So you're, I don't think Dillard made any fans over this past weekend. Seen a lot of memes, plow on the front of his car.
Yeah.
Tyler Schulich was burned in an incident at Fremont Speedway Monday evening. According to Tyler Schulich Racing Facebook page, he was fully engulfed in flames for an extended period. He was sent to Fremont ProMedica Hospital and then transferred to the burn unit at St. V's in Toledo. Tyler suffered second-degree burns on his left hand and first-degree burn on his face. He was discharged from St. V's, I believe, Tuesday evening. So hopefully,
from what I've heard and what I've seen, it could have been much worse. It's obvious.
What happened? Do you know what happened?
I never did find out what caused the fire.
Was there an accident? I don't even know if there was an accident or if it just caught on fire on its own.
I think it was something similar to what happened to Jimmy McCune a couple years ago.
And that'd be a good guy to talk to.
You betcha. You bet.
Connor Zilish has been cleared to race tomorrow evening at Daytona. You may remember he fell a couple weekends ago after winning.
After celebrating.
Yeah.
He's got steel plates in his shoulder.
At Watkins Glen there, yeah. Well, he's cleared to race tomorrow evening at Daytona, but Parker Kligerman will be on standby just in case if he's needed. So,
you know, once the green flag falls, a lot of pain does go away. So,
yeah, I would think though at Daytona, there's significant G-forces on your body that would.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. Don says the quick connect came loose with that fire with Tyler Schulich.
Fuel.
So, And finally, Howard Augustine Humpy Wheeler Jr., a revolutionary figurehead in motorsports and longtime president and general manager at Charlotte Motor Speedway, died peacefully of natural causes on Wednesday, surrounded by his loving family. He was 86. And that is your racing news.
All right.
For tonight. Your wedding or special event should be magical. Magic Moment Entertainment. Make sure it is. Ron Burt brings decades of DJ experience, smooth planning, and professional-grade entertainment to your big day. Mention the Hammer Down Racing Report for $100 off your DJ reception service or your reception DJ service, however you want to look at it. And rest easy knowing there's no surprise charges, no fees for mileage, no extra cost for lighting, and full liability coverage included. Whether you're in Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, or Kentucky, Magic Moment is here to make your event unforgettable. Give them a call, 419-594-2261, or connect on Facebook under Magic Moment Entertainment or Ohio Sports Blitz. And Ohio Sports Blitz is going to be getting things going with football.
Yeah, and we've mentioned, too, that if you're in Australia and you want him to do a wedding,
he'll do it.
It could be arranged. There
Get
might
your
be
pocketbook out.
There might be some additional travel charges.
That is outside the Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky state border thing. Coming up, we got how many? First, got to mention Ron Miller Race Cars. If you need car parts or a fresh set of American racers, maybe a custom car, or help getting a broken bolt out, Ron Miller Race Cars in Lambertville, Michigan has what you need. Plus the know-how to back it up, from full builds to safety gear and fast service. Ron's got your back. Give Ron a call, 734-856-7223. And keep your ride race ready. Ron Miller Race Cars, fueling racers one lap at a time. He's got oil. What else have I ordered from you recently?
Filters,
yeah. There was something that you brought last week that I needed. Forget what it is now.
I don't know. Whatever it is, you probably bent it last week.
Shush. Let's do how many. Give away some stuff. We're going to give away 2 stickers for this week's How Many. I'm in the wrong part here. Still getting used to our thing here. Yeah.
How many?
So last week's How Many was how many total seconds for the winner of the Chris Mize Memorial Hot Dog Race number 3, which was Alex Kral. And I rounded his 2 minutes and 51.59 seconds up to 172 seconds. You picked 174. Pretty damn good.
Again.
I was less optimistic. I said 180, so congratulations.
Again.
Yes.
My streak continues.
It does. It's been crazy this year. Our listener winner picked 166.
Ooh.
And that would be Matt Swander.
Oh.
Was closest. So he's got himself a Speedy Sponsor sticker. Check out speedysponsors.com.
And
find out more about your favorite racer, favorite track, and all the sponsors involved. And if you're looking for a particular service, you can go on there and maybe find a service that supports racing.
Right.
Or reseller.
Because we know that race fans support businesses that support racing.
Yeah. So this week's How Many? I like to make these complicated sometimes. This isn't too complicated, really.
Get my
so there's going to
my calculator out.
So there's 3 season championship nights coming up this weekend.
Right.
Wayne County doesn't post their points. Well, they do, but they're behind. So I'm going to throw out Wayne County. I wanted to include them on there, but their points were behind, so it's going to be hard to verify the results. Flat Rock and Oakshade post their points pretty quickly. So the this week's How Many, and I didn't type this in, so bear with me, is how many current point leaders will not win the season championships this weekend? So they have the points now. They're leading the points as of right now, Thursday night. After the races on Saturday.
This is all the classes at both of the tracks.
So here's what you got. I'm going to make this easier before you get in there. So at Flat Rock, Paul Pelletier is leading the points in the Outlaw Super Late Models. Johnny Rangel is winning in the Street Stocks. Avery Vanderhoof is your point leader in the Figure 8s, and Derek Shepard is leading in the Factory 500. So there's 4.
Right.
And at Oakshade, we got 4 more.
Right.
Devin Shields leading the points in the late models. Jesse Jones leading the points in the Sportsman. Jake Rundell leading the points in the Dominator Superstocks. And Ryan Oakley leading the points in the Compacts. So out of those 8, how many of them will not be champion for the track in their respective division this year?
Boy, there's a lot of really good racers there.
So Dean's already chimed in. He's got 0, which
I'm going with
can't
2.
say is bad. Do you care to elaborate on which 2 you think it might be?
I'd hurt your
sure?
feelings.
Oh, that's okay. I'm going to go with 1 then.
Really?
Yeah.
You've had bad luck trying to
Be pessimistic?
Yeah.
Well, Hovis Racing had picked 1, and they're pretty darn good at stuff. I didn't even tell what I'm giving away. This week we're doing, we got the Hammer Down Racing Report window stickers back, courtesy of DCR Graphics, and a Speedy sponsor sticker. So we're going to give you 2 stickers if you're the winner. Yeah, 2 for next week to the person who correctly guesses that. We'll give you until 4 o'clock on Saturday. So if you're listening to us on the podcast, not listening to the live show, just find our YouTube video or the Facebook Live video, and in the comments, put your guess in.
Okay.
And again, prize is Hammer Down Racing Report sticker and a Speedy sponsor sticker. And how many of those 4 current point leaders at Flat Rock and Oakshade will not win the championship this weekend?
It's 2.
Here's something else that could happen. You mentioned earlier before we came on something about some possible weather.
Yeah.
And the wording is this weekend. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there.
Just saying.
Just throwing that out there.
So that's why you went with 3.
I went with 1.
Oh.
I went with 1.
Okay.
It could be 4 or it could be 8. It could be. If you pick 9, you're probably not going to win. Unless the number turns out to be 8 and nobody picked 7 or 8. Right. A lot of weird math in there. Let's go over our DCR graphic race menu for this weekend and get the hell out of here. I got too many videos this time. That's why I can't find what I'm looking for.
This weekend's racing menu.
Attica Raceway Park in action tomorrow night, Friday night. It's Wilson Tire, Central Ohio Farmers, Camtech, Ohio Cat Night.
That's a mouthful.
It is. Not as much of a mouthful as last week's, but still. Yeah. 410 sprints in action, late models 305s. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:45, general admission $22. Typical show out there at Attica on Friday. Saturday night, Waynesfield Raceway Park is back in business. It's back to school night there. Napa Auto Parts All-Star Circuit of Champion Sprint Cars in action, as well as the UMP Modifieds. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission is $25. Flat Rock Speedway season championship night, as we just mentioned. Super late model street stocks, figure eights, and factory stock 500 series. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission $16 at Flat Rock. Sandusky Speedway, it's Outlaw Super Modified night number 4 with the Outlaw 350 Super Modifieds, Grand Nationals, Pro Compacts, and North Coast Vintage Oval Racers. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission $18 there at Sandusky. Oakshade Raceway season championship night with Dirt Car UMP late models, DCR Graphic Sportsman, Dominator Superstocks, and Compacts. Gates at 4, racing at 7:15. General admission $15 at Oakshade. Wayne County Speedway, it is season championship night there as well. They're going to have the Fast 410 sprints in action, as well as the UMP late models, UMP modified super stocks, and mini sprints in action. Gates open at 3, racing at 7:15. Butler Speedway, Chuck Wilson Memorial Night.
Good friend.
410 sprints in action, UMP modified street stocks of 4 cylinders, and vintage cars.
Ooh.
Gates open at 4, I believe, same vintage cars we had at Oakshade a couple
Okay.
weeks ago. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:30. General admission is $15 there at Butler. And then we have a Sunday night event. Millstream Speedway back in action. It's the end of summer Sunday, featuring the Boss non-wing and fast winged 410 sprint cars. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission at $20.
Yeah.
Wasn't there something at the beginning of the season? I don't. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
What's the weather look like for this weekend?
Scott, Friday and Sunday, no problem at all. It's going to be a little cooler, so it'll be very pleasant. Saturday,
I appreciate you turning down the heat.
Yeah, you betcha.
I hate that sweat when it drips in your eyes and burns.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you are driving and you can't.
Yeah.
But Saturday evening, 7:30, 8 o'clock, there is a slight chance of rain. I think it's going to get in, but...
You think the rain's going to get in, or you think the racing's going to get in?
I think the racing is going to get in.
Okay.
Don't stay home because you think it's going to rain.
Okay.
I'm
looking at my forecast app here, and it doesn't say anything about rain.
I'd say maybe a 20% chance.
It does say 20%, but then it says partly cloudy and mild during the day, evening a few clouds, a cold front arrives, and turning our weather much cooler for the days ahead. Doesn't say anything about rain in there. That's for Toledo proper,
but there is a 20% chance.
Okay. So there's an 80% chance that we'll be racing.
That we will be racing,
like
absolutely.
We're going to go with that. Other action this week in Napa Auto Parts All-Star Circuit of Champions will also be at I-96 Speedway in Lake Odessa on Friday. That's tomorrow night, as a matter of fact. So a two-day weekend for the Napa Auto Parts All-Star Circuit of Champions. Kubota High Limit Racing will be in action. The Gold Cup Race of Champions at Silver Dollar Speedway in California. That'll be tonight through Saturday. And then Showdown on the River at Douglas County Dirt Track in Oregon. That'll be Monday, the 28th. What do we got? Wait, that's like way ahead, isn't it? Yeah, we're going out there because Monday.
Talking about way ahead,
not the 28th.
The low temperatures towards the end of next week, Scott, are going to be in the 40s. It's going to be chilly.
Can't we just get some middle ground? This is crazy stuff. Can tell you that, what do we got? Some more high limit action in Burlington, Washington at Skagit Speedway. That'll be Thursday through Saturday, the 28th through the 30th. So that Monday, the 28th, that's wrong. But it's still Monday. They're going to be running, what's Monday, the 24th? Yeah. They'll be at the Douglas County Dirt Track there. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, Rumble by the River at Port Royal. That will be tomorrow and Saturday, 22nd, 23rd, the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Model Series. They're running the Sooner State Showdown at Arrowhead Speedway. That's in Oklahoma. That will be tomorrow and Saturday. I was talking to Dave earlier. I guess they have a event tonight, but in a lot of the World of Outlaws, it's not a sanctioned World of Outlaws race, but a lot of the guys are there getting ready for this weekend. So. World of Outlaws NASA Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, the second leg of the Northern Tour at River City Speedway in Grand Forks, North Dakota. That'll be Friday. And then it's off to the duel in the Dakotas at Red River Valley in North Dakota, West Fargo, North Dakota. That's going to be on Saturday, the 23rd. NASCAR Xfinity Series, because they're still Xfinity until the end of this year. The Wawa 250 at Daytona International Speedway. That'll be Friday at 7:30 on the CW. And I do believe Natalie Decker is making her return.
To the Xfinity Series.
To the Xfinity Series.
Okay.
In that race tomorrow.
Right.
First time since she had a baby a while ago now. Arca Menards.
Speaking of racers having babies, have you seen how much Tony Stewart's kid looks like him?
I have not.
Oh, boy.
I have not seen a picture of Tony Stewart's kid, nor have I sought out a picture of Tony Stewart's kid. Arca Menards Series Madison 200 at Madison International Speedway. That's tomorrow night. That'll be at 9 o'clock on FS1. The NASCAR Cup Series Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona. That'll be Saturday night, 7 o'clock. That will be on NBC. The NTT Next Series, the NTT Next by Firestone at Milwaukee Mile. That'll be Sunday, starting at 11:30 a.m. on FS1, and then the NTT IndyCar Series proper snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 at Milwaukee will be on Fox at 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon.
I think Hurricane Aaron is causing some havoc maybe towards this weekend. I wonder if rain might play into Daytona.
Daytona?
Yeah.
I don't know. But that is your weekend weather, or your weekend weather, your
I'm sorry.
race menu. Yeah, I totally messed me up there. We do have a Bleacher Creature feature before we go. Yeah, a new track, new food. Check it out. You ready?
Okay.
Are you sure?
It scares me.
Yeah, I know. Here we go.
Science couldn't explain it, but there it was, alive, immensely strong and destructive. A woman's beauty, the bait that brought it out of its lair.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bleacher Creature featured concession item of the week. Today, we're talking about nachos at Millstream Speedway. We were there a couple weeks back enjoying the late model show that they had. And I'll tell you, the one thing that I remember about the nacho cheese is, why is it so spicy? But nacho cheese is so good.
But it's not your cheese.
But it's not your cheese either.
But it's not your cheese.
Well, then whose cheese is it?
I don't know.
But it's not nacho cheese.
It's not your cheese either. Who knows? Who knows?
It was the Trax cheese, but then I bought it. But it's still nacho cheese.
Not your cheese. So.
Well, it's delicious. But anyway, folks, next time you're at Millstream Speedway, be sure to pick up some nachos with some nacho cheese because it is delicious. Remember, kids, in order to finish first,
you must finish.
That's why we
okay.
we saved the best for last.
Yeah.
So, thanks to producer Dave Kimmer, contributors John Young, Matt Swander, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on X, Hammer Report. Follow us on YouTube, listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And, of course, check us out at hammerdownracingreport.com. And, again, Oakshade Raceway Compact drivers, if you want a chance to compete in that final
Sign up.
Chris Mize Memorial Hot Dog Race and a chance to win all those prizes we talked about at the beginning of the show. HammerdownRacingReport.com is the place to go. Fill out the form there. We're going to draw for the competitors and alternates on next week's show. So you got about a week, little less than a week now to throw your hat in the ring for that.
Race season's winding down, Scott. We got to encourage our fans to get out and watch some races. Talk to
before the 40s get here, like you're saying.
Oh, buddy.
Make sure to rate and review us, share us with your friends. Thanks to our sponsors. Support these guys as well. Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Magic Moment Entertainment, Dippin' Motorsports, Dominator Race Products, DCR Graphics, and Freeze Frame Photos. Thanks to our guests this week, Jett Mann. It's not going to be in action until mid to late September, Kings Royal. So good luck to him. We forgot to tell him that he's probably going to get that win then, right? Even though he's only got 3 laps at Eldora.
That'll be a biggie.
Yeah, there you go. We will see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. That is a wrap on show number 391 of the Hammer Down Racing Report.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.